Hello, I'm Carrie, and today I want to talk about an article that was published by BuzzFeed titled, "Here's How Teen Shows Like Degrassi Try to Get School Shootings Right." I'll leave a link in the description below to where you can read the entire article, but I want to focus on specifically what was said about Degrassi and Linda Schuyler's response to some of the things in the interview. First off, let's get into this quote. Linda Schuyler and Stephen Stone, two of the Canadian showrunners behind Netflix's Degrassi Next Class, said they find the Parkland survivors deeply moving and plan to incorporate elements of their activism into the forthcoming season of the high school series. The two said it's highly likely they will explore a school shooting too. So here's another low-key hint that a new season of Degrassi is coming eventually, and it's interesting that they split the Parkland situation into two separate ideas. One where they're going to incorporate Parkland survivors' activism into the season, probably in various ways in general. But then they also mentioned the idea of doing another school shooting storyline as well. And before you start with your, well, it's too soon, they just did it with Hunter comments, yes, I get it. They just did a gun storyline in season 1 of Degrassi Next Class. However, what happened with Parkland is just way too big of a story for them to not cover in some way. Degrassi has to deal with it somehow. Now, how they would do it, I'm not really sure, but then Linda says this. The mandate of our show is to sort of take what's happening in the environment politically and make the political personal. We wouldn't address gun control per se, but we will look from a particular character's point of view at how damaging the misuse of guns can be and how damaging it can be when bullying isn't dealt with at an early stage. So essentially, the next school shooting storyline is going to be set up similar to what we had with Rick Murray in season 4 of The Next Generation, where he was bullied and eventually took a gun to school. The big question I'm already receiving is, well, who would be the shooter? And the problem with that is it can't be a main character, or it has to be a character that is a secondary character or someone that they're looking to write off the show. Rick Murray was not a main character, so it worked. And with Hunter, it worked because he didn't actually shoot anybody. And the only people who knew he had a gun when he was at the school with it were Miles and Tristan. But the most important question that you really need to be focused on instead is which characters would be impacted by the shooting? Which character may or may not get shot like Jimmy Brooks? Or which character might not get shot, but they end up emotionally traumatized for years afterward like Emma Nelson was. But I want to know what you all think. I want to know which Degrassi Next Class characters you think should be involved in a storyline like this, and how would you go about telling this story? Leave your thoughts in the comments section below. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to Degrassi Corner for the latest Degrassi news and more.